It's game time.
Hey dude, what's up?
Hey man, you want to get in on that FPS action? CODMOHHAL?
Maybe some other time when I'm dead, but what if, okay, just spitballing this, what if we play Curse of the Crescent Isle DX?
That sounds lame.
You're lame.
Yeah, well, that's not what your mom said last night.
What the fuck?
$2 on Steam. To some, that is a warning. But to me, that is a challenge. Curse of the Crescent Isle DX was released on August 21st, 2015, and the version we're taking a look at is the one on PC. Looking at the art style, I was impressed. The game immediately makes me think of early Super Nintendo games. The soundtrack is also really fun as well. The biggest problem with this game, and it may be a big one, you decide, is that whole game part of it. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Reading the summary off its Steam page, and I'm going to do a voice, so be prepared for that. A curse has befallen the Crescent Isle, and it's up to you to save them. Luckily, the curse has transformed your people into helpful monsters, such as drills, blobs, icicles, and gravity-flipping things. With your monster subjects in hand, you'll have to drill through rocks, maneuver through spiky terrain, freeze water to pass over the sea, and restore your kingdom to its former glory. Even if you don't read this and blindly buy it, like I did, the game does have an opening cutscene of sorts. I like it, but I'm not really a fan of the half sprites, half hand-drawn cutscenes. It makes the game seem less polished. This thought definitely crossed my mind multiple times throughout the game. You can see objects popping in from scene to scene, and the main menu after this gorgeous visual is this. While I do like that the text is readable throughout the game, the way it's cut makes it seem choppy and unreadable. With the character models popping in issue, maybe the use of a fake loading screen would help. Just some illustration to cover up the everything just plooping into existence. There are two different characters to choose from, and from what I can tell, both characters play the same, so you can choose whoever you like. This game is a platformer, so go on out and do some platforming. You only have 3 hearts, so yes, that means that you only have 3 tries before the sweet release of death. When it comes to the coins, they don't really add anything to the overall gameplay. They don't give you any power-ups or extra health or anything like that. So I will admit I am having a lot of fun trying to get them, but again, they don't really add anything to the overall experience. This game is painfully difficult, but not in a fun way. It isn't so much a challenge, it's how close are you to the edge before jumping? Oh no. Not close enough. Wait, hold on now. There we go. But, either way, you're gonna fall, and this won't matter. It comes across as a problem with the level design rather than a fun spike in difficulty. Speaking of falling, you're going to be doing that a lot. I have no problem with puzzle solving elements in a game, but there aren't any outright hints or signposts, at least to me, that show you that you have to freeze these fireballs, to then jump on them, to then progress in the level. It does prep you with the boss later, though, so I'll give it that. There's a few different monsters throughout the game, and you can interact with most of them to survive. I do like their designs, especially the Gravitooms. Their power is my favorite and was actually tricky in a fun way. Also, the summary mentioned that these monsters were actually townsfolk transformed by the curse. Alright, makes sense, I'm down, but I can kill them? How is that even an option? Dear God, we are the walking curse of the Crescent Isle DX. It should be noted that this game was made by a very small team, and I have to commend them on that alone, but I do think that this game needed a few tweaks before being put up on Steam. For instance, the game has a save feature, but you can use passwords as well. I'm not saying it's bad to have both options, but I would have preferred multiple save files. Yeah, it's a short game, but you have passwords even though I don't have an inventory, so why not multiple saves? This would probably be a good time to mention that this game was initially released on the Xbox 360, but with the name DX in the title and also with this being released on Steam, you would think that this game would be a bit more polished. Back to the monsters, I like the boss battles a lot. Funnily enough, they can seem even easier than the levels themselves, once you get a feel for their patterns, and I gotta say, I really do love their designs. They have a boss rush mode, and I actually enjoyed taking the time to run through them again. What I wasn't a fan of at all was the quote-unquote speedrun mode. The reason why is because they call it that, but they don't even put a clock up at any time during the playthrough. I have literally no idea what my time was the short bit that I played, and how something like death was taken into account. Longtime fans know that I never really like time trial modes anyway, but to not even have a clock seems like a huge oversight. I should mention that this game can be played with an Xbox 360 controller, and that definitely helped. Bad news for fans of longer games, this game only clocks in at 1 to 2 hours. That never deters me from playing a game, but it's something worth mentioning. You can also do local multiplayer, but with how difficult this game is, I would probably kill the person I'm playing with. So what's the final verdict? Well, this game can be fun, and it's short, and it's cheap, but it's hard for me to recommend it to anyone other than people who just want to be challenged into oblivion. Just have this game strip you down to your very core. But I'm not into that, so meh, I tell you. I give this game 2 out of 5 Gravitooms.
Alright, fine, I'll play one of your first person. Ha.
It's not what it looks like.
I'm